Oh, sorry, my apologies. Deputy J. Adams. 5 minutes.
The government's initial response to Brexit under a different Taoiseach, like that of the Fianna Fáil leader, was pathetic. And the government's response improved when the Taoiseach and the Taoiseach came into office. And they did present a better All-Ireland position, but they avoided challenging the British government or the EU to accept the democratic vote of the North to remain within the European Union. The government has also acquiesced on the fundamental issue of the entitlement of Irish citizens in the North to European Union rights and on the issue of rights generally. In December 2017, in the joint report produced by the negotiators for the EU and the British government, paragraph 52 specifically stated, and I quote, that the people of the North who are Irish citizens will continue to enjoy rights as EU citizens, including where they reside in Northern Ireland. The Taoiseach said that everyone born in the North will continue to have the right to Irish and therefore EU citizenship. He also said that the joint report was rock solid, cast iron and politically bulletproof. And in a response to a letter signed by Civic Nationalism, the Taoiseach assured them that the government had protected their interests. He said, "Your birthright as Irish citizens and therefore as EU citizens will be protected." He added, "You will never again be left behind by an Irish government." And that was a very welcome and a very positive commitment. However, many nationalists and republicans in the North now believe that this promise by the Taoiseach and the government has been broken. The specific commitment to citizens who reside in the North is missing from the withdrawal agreement. I've raised this a number of times in this chamber. The government has yet to explain why the rock-solid, cast-iron and politically bulletproof joint report commitment of December 2017 on the rights of Irish citizens in the North to enjoy rights as European Union citizens is missing from the withdrawal agreement. The additional seats allocated by the EU to this state could also have been allocated to the North, but the government said no. Why? In a letter to the Taoiseach last November, 1,000 civic nationalists from across the island of Ireland expressed their deep concerns at the government's commitments to uphold its promises and responsibilities under the Good Friday Agreement. They identified the denial of access to free healthcare in EU states and the prohibitive cost of students from the North studying at any university in the South. They said there's a real potential that partition could be reinforced and our country and our people further divided. Now, the Irish government and its lobby of EU neighbours on Brexit rightly stressed the centrality of the Good Friday Agreement to the outcome of the Brexit negotiations. And yet we have the Taoiseach and the Taoiseach repeatedly dismissing a part of that agreement, that is, a referendum on Irish unity. And that too is a key provision, an integral part of the Good Friday Agreement. At Queen's University only last week, the Taoiseach chose to claim that any debate on Irish unity would be, I quote, like pouring petrol into a furnace that's already pretty hot. So once again, an Irish government is limiting the rights of citizens to what is tolerable to a section of unionism. And has this led to unionist leaders being more friendly towards the Taoiseach and the Taoiseach? No. The Taoiseach met with the DUP recently. To the best of my recollection, that's the first formal meeting that the DUP leadership had with him since February of last year. And that's despite numerous and absolutely appropriate efforts by the government to meet with them. So the Taoiseach and the Taoiseach cannot cherry-pick from the Good Friday Agreement. There's a responsibility and a constitutional obligation to promote the goal of Irish unity and to work to achieve it through democratic dialogue and negotiation. The Taoiseach and the Taoiseach also persist in blaming the impasse in the North, what they refer to as the problem parties, Sinn Féin and the DUP. And while this may be popular with the sections of Fine Gael support, it serves no purpose in the North except to annoy nationalists and Republicans, and they will be even more annoyed when they hear the Taoiseach's claim today, the ridiculous claim, that the British government has always recognised its obligations under the Good Friday Agreement. Stuff and nonsense, Simon, and you know that. For the record, and the Taoiseach knows this also, The party that has set its face against the rights for citizens that exist in every other jurisdiction in these islands is the DUP. Finished now, a Carhanyuk. A few years ago, Fine Gael, under the leadership of Enda Kenny, got itself in a mess over the issue of customs posts on the border. There were claims and counter-claims of revenue planning and preparing sites for customs posts on the border. Last week, Minister Ross suggested that border checks are inevitable in the event of a no-deal Brexit. And Minister Ross is right. Unless the government refuses to establish these checks. So the government has a responsibility to spell out its position, and I would ask the Taoiseach to do this, to state clearly and unequivocally that the government will not erect customs checks or posts on the border, and that you will take the opportunity to confirm that the government will not reintroduce a physical border on this island.
Thank you, Deputy. And we now